So Nick, I wanted to give some really big value at the end all around social media, and you're the go-to.
Oh,
Yeah, we could have had you talk about marketing and branding as
no,
well.
this is good. I like talking about Facebook.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So really, okay, as we think about going into 2021, just talk to us about, just drop all your gold on us. What are like the biggest social media tips? What do they need to know? How can they grow
Okay.
their business?
I got some good tips. Can I share my screen?
You can.
Okay. And feel free to butt in with, any questions or, collaborative type comments that you have.
Okay, I'm gonna let you roll, and then if we have questions, I'll come in
It's
too.
just a few slides. It's not a lot of slides because I don't have a lot of time, but it's just really good info. Hey, Gus, Daddy's finishing his call. Okay, okay, guys, give me 1 second. I gotta call my wife. Just 1 second.
You're
She's
totally fine.
okay.
I
Hold
love
on.
that you're calling in the house. That's totally
Yeah,
something
someone did ask where they can get Nick Baldwin's t-shirts. So we got to make sure.
Oh, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel so I can open up a shop.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. If you go subscribe to my, oh, she hung up on me. Sorry guys, this is what happened. Hi, can you come get Gus because I'm doing a webinar. Yeah, there's like 200 people on this webinar, so I kind of okay. Thanks, love you, bye. Okay.
Press, hold on, Press. Can you acknowledge that I think we picked the funniest people today to be on?
We did. This is called real life and real estate.
This is
Yeah.
yes, very true. Okay, take it away.
If you guys go to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I can get to 10,000 subscribers, I can open up a shop. So can I get you the link? That's like my goal. I got to get to 10,000 subscribers.
You feel like we're on Command Your Morning only in the afternoon right now? I kind of do.
This just happens whenever I'm on a Zoom with whenever on a Zoom with Dana. That's kind of what it feels like.
Totally true.
I'm just getting my YouTube channel.
We might talk about what we're supposed to talk about sooner.
Hey, you got a subscriber.
Okay, here we go. If you go subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit notifications, hit the bell, hit all, so you get updated with new command videos. And I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. If I get to 10, I can open up a shop. And I would love it if you guys.
Everybody, it's Nick Baldwin, regional technology trainer.
It says subscribe underneath, but you guys are awesome. The videos are short, like 5 minutes, just right to the point about how you can use command. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, cool. So, I'm Nick Baldwin, regional tech trainer for Michigan, Northern Ohio. I'm also the co-founder of Lab Code Agents, which is the largest real estate community online with 200,000 members across multiple social media platforms. And because of because of Lab Codes over the last 6 years or so, we've been able to test a lot of Facebook lead generation platforms, right? And we've figured out how much it costs on average to generate leads on different third-party platforms. Can you guys hear me okay? We're good?
Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay, cool. So in Los Angeles, it's roughly $12. In Michigan, it's about $3, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point. Command, I have a question mark there because I want to just kind of tell you because it's a big reveal. Command is less than the $3 cost per lead in Michigan. Command costs me on average about $1.48. All ads I've run, it's about $1.48 a lead. I think across the company as a whole, it's about $1. So it's a lot more cost effective, and that's why agents can build better businesses with better and bigger businesses with Facebook. Cost per lead is less. Nurture time's a little longer because people might be a little bit further out in the pipeline to buy a home, but it allows you to build deeper relationships. It's also more scalable because at $1.50 a lead, you can hire agents. You can't hire agents at $500 a lead with Zillow, but you can hire agents at $1.50 a lead with Facebook through command. And so now I'm just going to get into some of the importance of why you need to jump onto Facebook for 2021 and make it a big part of your business. So here's some statistics from Facebook recently. 79% of home buyers use online resources, including mobile, at some point in their search. We kind of knew that already, but we didn't know that 33, at least I didn't know, maybe you did, but 33% of millennials spend nearly 14 hours a week on social media during their home search. Like, not just because, right? Which is pretty awesome stat. This last stat is something I didn't know, was that 3 out of 4 people are using Facebook to actually look at business pages. So when we used to say Facebook business pages don't mean anything, they actually kind of do. So if you are working with a new buyer or seller and they Google you and they go to your Facebook page and they see it's like a barren wasteland of no content, they're going to be turned off by that. So start regularly posting to your Facebook business page, and you can do that systematically with the social post feature in Command to help you schedule posts. Now, let's talk about how COVID-19 has changed the way consumers look at home buying. This is just Facebook in general, because the consumer's mind has definitely changed. It doesn't mean they're less motivated. It means you're just a little bit more hesitant, and your approach has to be completely different. So this is where we're going to talk about the type of ads you should be running and what you should be saying. So NAR surveyed its members, and 40% of the members of NAR said that buyers are delaying their home purchase for a couple months, and that 70% of members cited that there is a decline in buyer interest, right? That's huge, but that decline can slow down if we change our messaging. And so Facebook suggests how marketers can respond. And they can run ads that are like upper funnel and brand campaigns, like more brand awareness, more value, more offering of information. And I have an example of that on the left-hand side from Kimberly Meserve, who you guys might know up in Boston, and she's crushing it with virtual home buyer events. And that is a perfect brand campaign. That is offering value, offering information. You could create blogs that say, here's the 5 ways to spruce up your home, your curb appeal. Here are the 5 things to look for during a home inspection. Here's the return on investment you'll get when you renovate certain parts of your house. Like, going from more passive to more direct lead generation is what's going to be, is going to have to be your new point of attack at this point, because you're building trust and building awareness. Now, granted, Just Listed Just Sold and open house ads will definitely work, but building that trust right now more than ever going into 2021 and beyond is going to be something that you definitely need to get a grasp on and start doing more of. Changing the way you say things and the way that the consumer gets familiar with your business. Another great stat from NAR, 38% of agents who are members of NAR said that their sellers are relying on agents using virtual tours, which is a huge number, right? Like, before we were using Matterport and we were using 3D tours, but if you're not using 3D tours right now or video, and you're not advertising in your ads that you have that, you're going to, it's going to be detrimental for your business. So here's an example of an ad that I ran for my mother in New Jersey. We got 18 leads, it sold in a weekend, but it led to a landing page with a Matterport tour. And it said, take a 3D tour of every inch of this home as if you were there by clicking learn more below. And it was a hugely popular ad. It performed really well. The house sold quickly. So promoting VR as an efficient and safer alternative to in-person tours is what people want right now. And another plus to that is it definitely weeds out the less motivated and gives you more motivated. If somebody's sitting on their couch and they're taking a tour through a house via Matterport, and then they want to physically go see it, that's a very motivated buyer. And so clients, your clients are going to, if it's you with the Matterport tour and someone who doesn't have the Matterport tour is not going to get the listing. I can honestly say the Easy Sales team in Cleveland said when they started really ramping up their virtual tours this year, every time they went in and showed that they had a Matterport tour, they would get the listing, as opposed to if they didn't. So it's a huge value add, and to start advertising that. Also, staying connected via Messenger. You can add a messenger widget to your website with an HTML code. Facebook has messenger HTML codes. You can go into Facebook Ads Manager. You can find the widget. I don't know exactly where it is because they change that thing all the time, but you can Google it, Facebook Messenger widget, HTML, copy that and throw it into a page on your website. And now you'll have an opportunity for people to connect with you via Messenger on your website. And there is a very strong stat from Facebook that 65% of consumers feel more comfortable communicating with a business through Messenger than they do email or phone or text. So having that option on your site is extremely important because you will field live conversations of people who are looking at homes on your website. This is a really interesting quote from consumers. Facebook also viewed consumers about what they feel about the real estate industry. And so, by the way, a lot of these stats I'm getting are from the Facebook Consumer Behavior and Sentiment Trends Report. It is an amazing report. It's very short, though, maybe 15 pages, all about real estate and how the consumer and the agent is reacting to the new way of doing business. But the consumers are saying they haven't seen any ads from real estate companies as much as they used to. We're still in a market economy, so they don't think there's any reason to stop advertising. It would be nice to see real estate companies and other companies add a social component to their business and let consumers know how they're helping their local communities and not just focusing on profit. So what does that mean? How can marketers respond? Promote how you are keeping your agents, your buyers, your sellers, how are you keeping those people safe? Promote your success, but not the same way you would do it before. Like we see a lot of agents still going, whoa, we closed 15 homes this month. Rock on, that's 5 million in volume and 100,000 in commissions. There's 30 million people unemployed. That's completely tone deaf. Stop doing that. But what you can do is during this pandemic and these economic troubles, we are so honored and thankful that people are still choosing to work with us to buy and sell properties that we helped 15 people go on to the next chapter of their life this month. That's the same thing, just worded differently, and it is socially aware of what's going on in the world right now. So just be aware of what your messaging looks like and how you're putting it out there into the universe. Here's an example of how you can promote how you help people through COVID-19 right now on your website. Create a page with a plan. People like to work with other people who have a plan, right? So here's an example of an ad that we ran that talked about how we had a plan. In this current climate, it's difficult to see homes in person. We have you covered. Go on a virtual tour of this beautiful home. That's the plan. We've got your virtual tour. We got you covered. This ad I ran for my friend Ken Posick down in Orlando, and he got 3 qualified buyers from this. One of them actually was out of town, and they were moving to Celebration, Florida, and they loved the video. So that was a huge successful ad that we ran. You can also, yeah.
Can I say one thing really quickly?
Yes, you may, because I'm talking a lot.
No, you're doing awesome. So I just want to point out, you just reminded me of something. Probably, let's see, when did COVID start? Like March-ish, really?
March. I remember because we had a Lab Coats conference on the 13th and we canceled it on the 12th. So that's when it was.
Okay. Yeah. March. Okay. So we were on Gary's top agent mastermind, top 100, probably, I want to say May was when that was. And my largest aha of that whole entire day with Gary, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not on video.
Oh, that's okay. I'll stop.
No, sorry. I was doing that so you could be seen and not us. But my largest aha was the top agents that he spotlighted that day. I want to say the 5 of them. Press, you may remember this. Every single one of them had already completely changed their websites. It was like Sarah Reynolds and I can't remember all. I can't even remember who all was on. But every one of them, when you logged on to their website, the first thing that popped up was how we're serving our clients during COVID-19, or how we're continuing business during COVID-19, or how we can help you during COVID-19. I mean, it wasn't 60 days in, and they had completely pivoted, and their whole website, every one of them that he showed. And that wasn't the point he was trying to make. They were giving tips on how they're continuing. But as soon as I saw that, I thought, man, I mean, I looked and said, gosh, my team, like, we didn't have anything on our website about COVID-19. And it just was such a big aha. And what you just said is, I mean, you still want to promote yourself, but promote how you're keeping people safe and be socially aware and honor the times. And I still think we have a lot of people that aren't doing that. And I don't know how you guys feel, but like when I go on to order food to go, or I'm looking at websites or going places, one of the first things I look at now is like, what are they doing to keep us safe if we're coming to their restaurant or if we're going to their store or whatever that looks like. And we as consumers act that way, but we as realtors sometimes forget that.
Yeah, and I still see. I mean, obviously, obviously we pay attention to the real estate industry more than anything, and I still see a lot of people just completely being socially unaware and touting how much volume they did this month. And when you have 20 or 30 million people without a job, that's not a good angle to take, right? And listen, is it your fault that they're unemployed? No, but still, we have to have empathy. And we're in a customer service driven business, and real estate does drive the economy. So you got to be aware. You just have to be aware and be sympathetic and empathetic to it. So
totally agree. I just wanted to drive that point home.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think I have one more. These are ads that are really working well, this type of ad. So if you guys want to just like snap a photo of it, it's just examples of ads that are working, that are promoting virtual tours. There was a decent amount of business that actually was taken from these ads. I believe this one here on the left-hand side got 3 pieces of business. This one in the middle, I ran from my mother in New Jersey. The house sold in a weekend. I don't know if it was because of the ad, but either way, it helped. And then over here on the right-hand side, I ran this for Easy Sales Team. And I remember they said they got 6 or 7 really good nurtures. They had good conversations from that ad. So these ads turned into great conversations and closed business. So this type of ad that has a plan and promotes an alternative to seeing a home is another way that agents should be focusing their business. Is everyone on this call KW or no?
Possibly not.
Okay, so we can skip this one. Perfect. I wasn't sure if it was everybody or not.
You know what is interesting though, Press, honestly, about this is when we had Tyler talking earlier, he was a big proponent of a 1 photo ad, and Nick, your show, and we had a lot of questions around this. And Nick,
okay.
You're showing.
Yeah, I love Tyler. Tyler's a 1 photo ad guy.
Yeah, and you're showing a lot of great success with a what are you?
So it's a carousel. I'm a big proponent, and Tyler has an incredible business. So I'm not going to disagree with his method. I've just always seen better results with multiple photos, and not just any photos, the best photos of the house.
He did say the best, yeah.
Yeah. So, the kitchen, the bathroom, the deck, the pool. Don't hide that, because when they click through, they're instantly thinking, oh, they're hiding the best stuff. And they click through, they're like, wow, no, he actually showed us the best stuff,
Yeah. Nick, will you please hit the other slide though real quick that you were going to skip over? Because I think it is good to show.
Okay.
I think people miss this and they don't understand.
Yeah, I like this too. Nick, I think it's good.
Okay, cool. So, within our Keller Williams ecosystem, we have, and you can do this even if you're not, like if you have access to where people are moving to and from, definitely, utilize that data. If you are a Keller Williams agent and you have access to Command, it's really cool to utilize this. So, I help teams create ads, and in this instance, again, Easy Sales, they had a beautiful listing in Cleveland. It was $2.5 million, and they wanted to figure out how to advertise it in a different city. And so we went to the migration referral pattern map within Command, and we noticed that 8% or 8 or 9% of referrals that were being sent to Cleveland were coming from Los Angeles. Now, that's a lot. There's probably thousands, right? And so we built this ad strictly for Los Angeles, worded it for Los Angeles. They got 221 leads. They spent only $300, and they did get a $500,000 pre-approved buyer from this ad. the multifaceted, what's the word I'm looking for? This ad is multifaceted in the sense that this isn't just for getting buyers. Like this could be, you could have, like this could be a referral from an agent who has some, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that could come from this specific ad itself. Oh my gosh, I have a buyer looking for a house like this in Cleveland. There you go. Now you have your co-broke, right? So a couple different things could come from this potential. You could have someone who wants to move from Los Angeles to buy this house, and then they got to sell their house in Los Angeles. They don't have an agent. You connect them with an agent. There's your 25% referral. Lots of different transactions could take place from running an ad like this. And when you walk into a listing consultation and you have data that shows these things, you're going to win the listing over someone who doesn't have this data, because you're thinking outside the box and you're advertising their home in more than just the town that the house is in. So that's why it's powerful. So.
Hey, Nick, would you be able, I know we only have 3 minutes left, but would you be able to just walk somebody through how they actually get to that page?
Oh, sure. So let's go into, let me just pull up Command real quick. Okay, so let me just open up. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, so
I think
right.
this will be a quick minute of value just for
Sure.
them to.
Yeah. So you're in KW Command, go to referrals. And then you're going to go to up here at the top, map. Click map. And then you're going to go to this drop down here where it says production and choose referral patterns. And it'll instantly show you like where you're located and where referrals are being sent. This, yeah, and then, but if you want to come over here, like, let's see, you know, let's look up, like, I'm from Montclair, New Jersey. That's where I'm born and raised. So let's see what's happening there. Oh, I have to press that button. So not a lot of referrals being sent from there, which is weird. Let's try Detroit. Sent, received. Okay, so it looks like a lot of referrals coming from Marietta, Georgia to the Detroit area.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's super interesting. A lot, like 22%.
Wow.
So what I would do is I live in the Detroit area. I'm about 45 minutes north of Detroit. If I took a listing in my area, I would advertise in Marietta, Georgia. That's a lot of people coming from Georgia to Detroit. So, kind of cool, right?
Great. Yeah. Thank you for showing them that.
No problem. So, well, thanks for having me.
Nick, you're the best. Let's all blow up in chat and say thank you to Nick for his time today and his awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Nick, if they want more Nick, where should they go? Lab Coat Agents on Facebook, or what should they do?
Yeah, you
I've
go to
already
Lab.
subscribed to your YouTube, but what else?
Yeah, Lab Coat Agents. You can find me on Facebook, Nick Baldwin. You can. My email is nickbaldwin@kw.com.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Someone said Nick is everywhere.
I mean, it's kind of hard to. It's very hard for me to not be like people go. You haven't responded to my message. I know you saw it. I'm like, oh, I can't even hide.
Hey, you know what? You know what Tristan just taught me? Well, you guys kind of both taught me this together, but is that, so I don't know if you're using it, but is that community app?
Oh,
where
I'm going to start using it.
I'm going to start using it too. You can press, do you know what that is? Oh my gosh. It's a new app where you get a phone number, but it's actually like legit. Like I've been getting texts from Tristan, and I think they really, but it's like the coolest thing ever.
Text message social media application. So like it allows you to stay in more constant communication with your followers on a text message like basis. And there's a lot of different ways in which you can reach out. One-on-one, you can filter different, it's called community. Yeah. You can filter different data that you have, age ranges, birthdays,
Wow.
I'm going to start using it because Tristan, when I first saw Tristan post, I'm like, is this guy, I go, my wife goes, is he insane giving his phone number out?
But
And
let me tell you, it worked though, because listen, when I was trying to watch Brendan Kane on Lab Coat Agents, which we're getting ready to have him on our podcast.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, we've had him scheduled for a while, and then I saw him coming and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to listen to that. Yeah, there's his book, 1 million followers. So I couldn't log on. And so I was like in the middle of texting you, and then I saw you were talking to him. So then I logged on and saw Tristan said, text me. So I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he threw out his community number there.
Yeah. And
By the way, it's not cheap, guys.
It's $99 a month, I think.
Starting.
Yeah.
For 1,000 followers. You'll fill up in like a month, Dana.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's a cool, I'm like, that was one of those like, man, why didn't we think about that? And I could have used Brian's business opportunities worksheet to evaluate it. So
Yeah.
Nick, thanks so much for being on. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone.
See you guys soon.